Hey everyone, Paperback Ekotaku here. It's that time again. It's the bargain hunting outing for toys. In case anyone's lost count, it's episode 32. Wow, it's already been that many, huh? Well, let's see what we can find this time, and if you'd like to come along for the ride, it would be my pleasure. Before that, if you enjoy the content, make sure to drop a like, leave a comment, and sub to the channel. If you feel like I've earned additional support, Patreon's down low, and supers are also an option. And of course, you could always bash that stupid turd skull I own over her dumb gigantic head, and don't worry, even if she complains about it, she actually enjoys getting beat up. If you don't believe me, check this out. So we're starting off at the card section at Target once again, and as you can see, nothing in terms of Pokemon TCG. There actually wasn't much of anything else when it came to booster packs, not even for Magic cards. Lorcana was well stocked, plenty of premium boxes, ETB/bundle equivalents, starter decks, and booster packs. Don't buy mystery boxes like that, they're garbage. Even Yu-Gi-Oh was sparse, but I don't know what's going on with that game anymore. Despite the lack of Pokemon cards, I did find this Charizard EX Super Special Awesome collection. If you're curious about the packs, there's 2 Surging Sparks, 2 Journey to Nowhere, and 1 Paradox Rift. Cost me 35 clams. I actually found this sitting behind the customer service counter and not the card section. So far, this is the only time I've seen official Pokemon TCG products with booster packs at Target since the 2025 craze happened, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is the only time I see him at Target in 2025. Let's move on to the next stop of the day, Ross, and that end cap was massacred. We're just gonna walk past it and look for some other stuff. I thought this was a new Transformer here, but it turns out it was Shard. We saw it last time or during the outing before that. This Demon Slayer Kanatsu Yuri figure has been a constant presence at Ross for a while, and at least she's remained $15. There's not much happening on the top shelves, and I need to make sure I capture those more often. I've been really dropping the ball in regards to that. Merch for the Daydream After Halloween has been present at Ross for a minute, but I feel like it's been increasing. Here's a vinyl figure of Jack Skellington by Culturefly for $5. If you want a low-cost piece of decor on your desk and you're tired of Funko Pop figures, that's a good alternative. Does anyone remember the last time this Ross was completely organized and not utter chaos? I sure don't. You gotta love finding random food items in the toy section, and how many of the Spider-Man car are at this Ross? I feel like I've seen it 10 times already, but maybe that's due to me doing a lot of back and forth through the video while editing. I saw this one during the last outing, but in case you missed it, here's a Dragon Ball Daima Piccolo anime figure, and there's also a Solid Edgeworks Ginyu anime figure. Both of them go for $20. At first, these replica Yu-Gi-Oh! Dual Disc props were flying off the shelves, but now it seems like there's some stragglers. I think everyone who was willing to pay 50 clams for them, got them. Those Sonic Prime action figure sets are destined for the bargain bin. They are so bad. And what the hell is that cup of dark liquid there? Coffee? Soda? That is so gross. I believe these memorable Saga Curseal Level 2 Sasuke anime figures appeared at Ross around the time they started normalizing the $20 price point, and here's something new. From the Skeleton Crew we have Neil. So with this, action figures of all 4 of the Skeleton Crew kids have appeared at Ross. Neil only cost $6 if you missed it. If you're trying to collect all the Skeleton Crew kids for a low price, now's your chance to finish the job. I've never seen a heal ball before, but since I stopped at the start of Johto, it's no surprise. During the previous outing, I saw the Spam Presto Espresso EST Dressy and Attractive Eyes Shiki Ichinose anime figure. It was priced at $10, and I thought the Ross I found her at made a mistake, but it was accurate as this Ross sold her for the same price. If this is something that interests you, I hope you're able to find her. $10 is a good deal. There wasn't much going on at this end cap, but Wave 19 of the Sonic action figures were back again, and without the dick sucker prices. Now for the plushie section, and of course there's tons of Squishmallows here. I haven't been able to find my High C friends though. I hope they're doing well. Here's another Halloween food item, Natasha the Zombie Spore, and I was able to find another from the same line. Here's Orson the Cheeseburger. Not a zombie, but he's got a massive mold growth on his head. Kelly Toy did a great job making that fuzzy material look like mold. It's very convincing. Those particular Halloween Squishmallow are really tempting to get, but I'm holding out for now. Maybe I'll crack later. My usual Pokemon Center vending machine was undergoing maintenance, so we can just mosey along to the next stop, which is Burlington. We got some collectibles on this end cap again, but it's those lame, modern-ish TMNT action figures. Let's move on. The shelves are quite empty, but it looks like those Best Action Beetlejuice action figures haven't sold. They're not doing much. Just hanging around. I know I've seen this Mega Construx Charmander Evolution set a handful of times at discount stores. It's $13 at Burlington, and I'm pretty sure that's on the lower end of discount store pricing. I can't remember if Ross had a better price or not. Don't mind me, I had a hard time finding the price tag because it was ripped up so bad that only a small portion of it was left. Maybe someone didn't like the price point. Of course those crappy Hello Chopper things are still there, and the plushie section isn't looking all that different neither, mostly Bluey and Bear Cares, and there ain't a damn thing happening in this section, so we'll move on to the main area. The Bendyfigs Gremlins action figures are still here as well. We saw Mohawk last time, and the same goes for Gizmo. I was certain those would sell right away, but I was wrong. I've been seeing these classic style TMNT action figures at Burlington quite often for the past year or so, and they tend to have every turtle. That's pretty much it for Burlington, and now we're moving on to Ross. Don't worry everyone, we won't get stuck in another time loop at this Ross. At least, not this time anyways. I thought this might have been something cool, but it was just discount store slop. I should have paid attention to the text on the side. If you want some K-Man Crash Bandicoot minifigures, Ross has got you covered. Same thing if you want some Minions themed Play-Doh. There wasn't a gold banana figure in that Stumble Guy set, and that weird Ahsoka thing finally got a reduced price of still not worth it. Skipping over to the checkout area, and we have something new right off the bat. It's another NECA Ultimate Series action figure. This time we got Hazmat Suit Doc Brown from Back to the Future. Let's open this up real quick, and I have to say, it looks quite impressive. That totally looks like Christopher Lloyd. I'm gonna pass, but Doc goes for 40 smackers on the Zon, and Ross charges 20 clams. I would say the latter has a great deal. Ross also received another batch of Relax Time Rem figures, but they're 150 dimes, so I'm good. I'm still floored that Ross is charging 1,500 pennies for that Super 7 Transformer, and among the best action TMNT action figures, we have a Classic Collection TMNT action figure. We just saw these at Burlington, and Ross is selling them for the same price. They used to charge 11 greenbacks for these, but I guess they want to match Burlington. Ross still has some Legacy Evolution Shadow Strikers, and we got some more familiar stuff below. It's unfortunate that I gotta see more Best Action TMNT Ratboy action figures again. I think some Ross stores still have some leftover Ratboy action figures from months ago. I feel like I glossed over something, but we'll worry about that some other time. I'm busy and got things to do. Like going to another Ross. Even though it was still pretty early, the toy section was occupied by a single person, and they were taking up as much space as they could. Rather than get annoyed, it's best to work with what we got and exercise patience. We got some more stuff we've seen before, plenty of X-23 Funko Pop figures and Muscle Mommy anime figures. There's also plenty of glow-in-the-dark Halloween dough here, if you're into that. They kinda remind me of birthday decor. So what else do we have here? A bunch of $4 Fortnite supply crates along with the Beast Alliance 2-pack with RC and Silverfang. I remember seeing these for $7 or $8, so $10 is too high for my liking. It looks like I was wrong about Shikaku selling fast because they're still at Ross, but I doubt they'll be here as long as those Transformers 1 Bumblebee mask. Here's another Transformers 1 Transformer we saw before, but I forgot its name. It's $8 though, and it seems like Ross is being dominated by New Eternia Fisto action figures. Still dreaming about New Eternia Battle Armor Skeletor, but yeah, definitely a pipe dream. Moving over to the end cap, we have a very bizarre looking LA Knight action figure from the WWE Elite collection. Both the action figure and picture of LA Knight look odd. It seems like there's something off with his eyes on the image, and I wouldn't pay 10 clams for a subpar item. Didn't we just see this? Yeah, we did. I told you he's everywhere. I noticed at some locations this Super 7 T-Rex action figure doesn't have a price tag. Either the employees missed it, or someone was offended by the price tag and ripped it off. I won't buy one of these unless it falls under $10, and I don't mean $9.99. That's still effectively 100 dimes. The one in the back has a price tag though, so yeah, I don't know what's going on. Ross still has these Mega Bloks Halo Mongoose sets for $6 if you're interested. And here we have a retro style WWE Superstars action figure of Mr. Perfect. They used to go for 1,000 pennies, and now they've been lowered to 800. I gotta say, that IC Championship looks really damn cool. I'm not a huge fan of Mr. Perfect though, so I think I'll pass. Anything else of interest hanging around? Has anyone ever bothered with these world's smallest action micro figures? I bought a Hello Kitty one before, and there's definitely nothing action about it. $3 is pretty steep for anyone on the fence. Unless you're into a specific character, I would say pass on those. I know I saw this during a previous outing, but it's time to acknowledge the comeback of the best action TMNT Yellowfoot Assin. I think this used to be pricey on eBay, but now it's dropped to sub $20. Here's something new, an action figure of Alice from the Bendy series by Jack Specific. Once again, I struggled to find the price tag, but she goes for 9 buckaroos. That's way too high. That price needs to drop like 8 or 12 quarters. There's not much else to go over here, and for the time being, this Ross removed collectibles from the checkout area. With all that, it's time to move on to the next stop, Dee Dee's Discounts. I haven't found much new and interesting stuff today. Maybe I should rephrase that. I haven't found anything new and interesting that I want to buy. Maybe you'll have better luck finding the like and subscribe buttons, or maybe we need to bring more positive energy by hyping ourselves up. Back to the merch. We got an action figure 3-pack of Emperor Zurg, PP Alien, and Buzz Lightyear from Toy Story for 14 Kennedys. Up next is something I've seen occasionally at discount stores, a Star Wars Retro Collection 2-pack of Bounty Hunter Suck-Ass and Forlom for $4. Typically, one Star Wars Retro Collection action figure costs that much, so it's almost like getting a free action figure. During the last outing, I found a rather simple but tall Buzz Lightyear action figure for 12 clams, and at this DD's discount, I found a matching Woody action figure. The only one left to find is Jessie. Maybe it'll happen next time. There's not really anything else worthwhile to see on the shelves, so why don't we switch over to the end cap. There's not too much going on over here neither, and by the way, I need to emphasize how cool the Turtles of Grayskull Turtles look. Get them all you can, and here's a ClickFig Sully action figure for 8 divided by 2 clams. Actually, I was wrong. There is a bit going on over here. Here's a 3.75-inch Kenner Indiana Jones action figure for only $3. Seems like a great deal, and we'll end with something that isn't. I think you could see them from here, the Elite Ops Quad Squad action figures. These look atrocious, and I believe they're from the same company who made the Cosmic Force Ninja Knights. We're not wasting any more time on that garbage, so we're moving on to Ross, and wonderful. The dog beds are back, and they took up space from the toy section again. Well, nothing we could do about that. Let's peruse the shelves. I see a bunch of Dragon Ball Z anime figures that I already covered, and here's a Chucky and Michael Myers candy case gift set with candy inside. What an amazing deal. What kind of candy is it? Who knows, but it probably sucks. I was checking to see if there are any new anime figures hiding in the back, and it doesn't appear to be the case. That power figure is not worth 20 buckaroos, and I'm pretty sure I saw her get price cuts at DD's discounts already. Whoops. Oh wow, did you see that? I caught that almost immediately, and I didn't even drop my phone. Anyways, what was I doing again? Right, looking for crap, like this. You know, I never really took a good look at that RC Transformer, and wow, it's terrible. The Super Mario Deluxe Bowser's Airship playsets are back. Last time I saw them, they had not quite right price corrections from Nintendo DS prices, but now they've been corrected to their original proper pricing of 25 big ones. There's quite a lot of stuff here, and it seems all mashed together. I mean, given that they made room for the stupid dog beds again, it makes sense that everything looks this cramped, and I was actually surprised to not find any of these XOX Queenie blind boxes opened. DC Kake figures by Furuyu have been making regular appearances at Ross, but this is the first time I've seen Hammer Girl. 800 pennies is normal for these, and I wouldn't be surprised if she sold out fast. I happened to see a cute Hello Kitty salt and pepper shaker set, but unfortunately someone swiped Hello Kitty. Major sad face. There's so much stuff to see and so little time. Actually, I take that back. I don't need to see a lot of this stuff, but sadly, I still have very little time. So let's move on to the side shelf, and we got even more Classic Collection TMNT action figures. This is definitely the most times I've seen them in a single day. We still got a few Five Guys at Freddy's action figures, and as for the stuff hanging off the pegs, we got a Marvel Legends Vision action figure for 6 buckaroos. I saw this at DD's discounts previously, so I'm not buying. This Vision action figure does come with a Build-A-Figure part to assemble the Void. I just saw him in the Thunderbolts. That was some insane shit there. It would be cool if the Marvel version of Wonder Woman made it to discount stores, but there's no way. She goes for like $100 on the Bay, so I assume she was a hot seller. After some not so thorough examining of this area, I determined that there wasn't much else to highlight. I mean, if I hadn't seen a lot of this stuff already, I'd be talking about it, but I can't repeat the same shit over and over in each video. I mean, I can, but I'd probably go insane, so I guess I should say I won't repeat highlighting stuff in quick succession, at least not intentionally. Perfect timing. That line finished right when I got to this Funko Pop figure of the mayor from the Daydream After Halloween. He fits the Funko Pop format quite well, don't you think? Behind the Classic Collection TMNT action figures, I found this rare version of a Micro Galaxy Squadron Royal Guard TIE Interceptor for $5. I checked on the Bay and they're listed for $25 buy it now. Not as crazy priced as the Chase variants, and it looks like Ross had the best price. I was gonna buy one, but I put it down to look at some more stuff, and then I forgot about it. Oh well. Before I left, I did one more sweep of the shelves to see if I missed anything, and once again, I did. Here's a DC Multiverse Superman action figure. This is from the most recent movie, right? What's with the stripped down packaging, and what's with the $13 price tag? DC Multiverse stuff by McFarlane Toys is usually $6. And here we have Superman from Hush. I don't know what that is, but I'm more used to the square-head, square-jawed Superman. This one's 13 clams as well, and I just noticed a blank comparable value, and that means these fell victim to Dark Souls pricing. At least Mecha Sonic is back to normal like the rest of his Sonic cohorts. That's pretty much it for this Ross, and now it's time for yet another Ross. As you'd expect, there's plenty of Squishmallows along with some huge Squishmallow Hugme's. There's also a cute Slowpoke there, which I hope someone buys. So there were 3 big Pokemon plushies here. Psyduck right in front of us, Slowpoke which I just mentioned, and there was a Piplup on the top shelf. Get them while you can, and get the Scar Squishmallow while you can. I won't be though, he sucks. I just caught a whiff of some more Dragon Ball Super Dragon Stars action figures. Man, do those stink, and man, is this place a freaking mess. Once again, there's a lot of stuff here, but it's a lot of stuff we've already seen. Look at all those Relax Time Rem anime figures, and there's a bunch of Rick and Morty crap here as well. Anyone remember the Szechuan Sauce McDonald's drama? That was some serious brain rot from a bunch of kids and teenagers. Here's something new, a Pokemon Battle Figure 2-pack with Machop and Snivy for $4. That averages to $2 per figure, and they don't look that great, so it was an easy pass. I think I've seen Roided Rabbit Girl like 4 or 5 times today. It's becoming more of a challenge to resist her, but maybe looking at something else will help. It did a little bit. Maybe, not really. Anyways, I'm gonna leave this section and head over to the checkout area. It's almost all Funko Pop figures, and as far as those are concerned, there's nothing different compared to the last time I was here. We'll gloss over this and check out the return of a neat Marvel Legends action figure, Hollow Zazie from the Spider-Man series. She was £6 when I bought her a few months ago, and the price hasn't changed, unlike anime figures which keep going up. It's rather uncommon for me to go to Five Below these days, but I happened to be in the area when the store was actually open. They're totally ready for Halloween, and something really stands out at the plushie section. Not that, but it's pretty cute. Kinda reminds me of Kirotori from the Real Akuma franchise. I was actually talking about a different yellow plushie, and that's Pac-Man. I don't know if it was deliberate, but his tongue is shaped like a heart. I'm not super big into Pac-Man, so back it went. I'm not really seeing anything else interesting, so I'll guess I'll go to a different area. Hold up, what was that? Holy crap, it's a pumpkin or jack-o'-lantern Hello Kitty Squishmallow. I'm not normally into Hello Kitty Squishmallows anymore, but this thing is so damn cute. At $6, we all know that we're not getting the best Squishmallow value at Five Below, but I can't say no to this. I'm just gonna circle around to the other side to make sure I didn't miss anything else, like a Halloween Kuromi Squishmallow. Here's another pumpkin Hello Kitty. This one actually felt a lot nicer than the one I just picked up. I'm putting the first one back. Something felt off about it. It didn't feel as soft, and the texture didn't feel as nice. It even felt grimy, like it might have been dirty. I'm washing my hands after this. There were a few more Squishmallows over here. We got the 2017 version of Pennywise the Clown. I feel like I've seen that at Five Below before. In addition to some Nightmare Before Christmas Squishmallows, we got a Gizmo Squishmallow, and he's even got a fuzzy belly. I think Gremlins enjoyers would really like this. Just kidding, it looked like I was about to acquire one, but really, I'm good. I couldn't believe these last few things I saw at Five Below. Do these remind you of anything? A monster looking thing in a fur costume? It's not quite an Ewok, but why don't we take a look at the tag? Sorry, it's taking a minute to fiddle around with this, but they're called LaBabies. Shamelessness. These are scuffed off-brand Labubus. All these companies are trying to cash in on the craze. I know that bootleg Labubus are called Lafufus, but now I'm kinda interested in seeing more knockoff Labubus. Maybe we'll get Ragugu next or something. There are 4 different LaBabies to collect, if that's what you're into, but this Five Below only had 3. I passed up on them, but I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they all got snapped up. That's pretty much it for Five Below, and my final stop of the day was another Pokemon Center vending machine. Everything was sold out except for a lone booster pack of Journey Together. I noticed on Reddit that people have been able to find loads of Journey Together booster packs at Walmart, and I even noticed that GameStop started selling the same booster packs online, which is something they stopped doing previously for a while. I heard scalpers pretty much take a bath trying to sell the boosters, and there's not really any quote-unquote high-value cards in the set. Whatever the case is, I don't care. As long as the product becomes more available to the fans and collectors rather than the scalpers, I'm good. I started the outing finding Pokemon cards at MSRP, and I'm ending the outing finding Pokemon cards at MSRP. All life begins with new and ends with new. This is the truth, this is my belief, at least for now. It was a pretty small haul, and while I did see plenty of good stuff at the discount stores, I didn't buy anything from there. Was it a bust? In terms of buying stuff, it could go either way, but in terms of finding things, far from it. And that does it for another toy bargain hunting outing. If you made it this far, type Charizard in the comments. Thank you for keeping me company on yet another trip, and if you have some more time on your hands, please check out some of my other videos, and I'll see you there. If not, I'll see you later.